mine, I started in Hockley Hustle and celebrating 15 years of being a promoter. I'm also recently, big up. Yes, thank you. Usually I'm in bed on a Friday. I'm 46 years old, believe it or not. You understand? So usually I'm in my dressing gown. So I've come out today for Jar Digger and Tommy Farmyard especially. Yes, please, yes. I need a round of applause. Thoughts and prayers and all that. You understand? So yes, we're here to celebrate poetry, Nottingham Poetry Festival 2024. Yes. And something I learned last year when I came to Lakeside, I came to Poets of the Ends, and I didn't know this because I started clapping. And my daughter said, she said, Mama, don't clap, don't clap. I said, what do you mean don't clap? She said, you've got to do the sassy click. So if you like what you're hearing and you don't want to get them off track, just give them a little. Should we have a little practice? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, yes. Oh, no yeah mans either, no yeah mans. It's not my event, yeah. You understand? So yes, let's tell you a little bit about Poets of the Ends. Poets of the Ends was formed by Jar Digger in 2017 and it has gone from strength to strength with multiple sellout shows. This show is a collaboration between Poets of the Ends, Hockley Hustle and Nottingham Poetry Festival. In 2023, Jar Digger and Tommy from Hockley Hustle got together for a cuppa. I don't know if this is true. Tommy has written this for me to say, you understand? So I don't know if it was a cuppa, it could be anything. I just read him what I've been, that's my disclaimer, you understand? So in 2023, Jar Digger and Tommy from Hockley Hustle got together for a cup of tea and decided to expand their ongoing collaboration. After recruiting some new members to the collective, workshops began in March of this year for writers new and old. The group met regularly on Sundays. Yes, they gave up their Sundays for this. Whatever this is, but you're going to see they give up the Sundays for that. Bold. It was in caps lock, so I have to emphasize on that one, you understand? To start working on writing new poetry whilst developing skits and short scenes for the Poets of the Ends, Chapter 1. Chapter 1 will be a spoken word theatre production and you'll be able to see it in its full at Metronome on November the 17th. You're only getting a sneak preview of Chapter 1 this evening as it is still in development and you're going to get a lot of excellent poetry. The poets you see tonight have worked their socks off. That is not my language. I don't really say socks off and thing. But again, it's a Tommy Farmyard lingo, you understand. The poets you see tonight have worked their socks off and have been mentored and developed by an A-list of facilitators, including Poetry Collective Gob's boss lady, Bridie Squires, World Poetry Slam champion, John Berkovich, internationally selling poet and comedian Jay Sandhu, theatre director and acting coach Nick Harvey. This poetry showcase is the result of workshops with music created by Nick Stairs and visuals shot by Jamel Sterrett and Kamara Maya. Anything else I'd like to see? Well, it's a class in green, so I have to say something. I want you all to have a wonderful time. Thank you for coming and spending your Friday with Poets of the Ends. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Poets of the Ends.
Energy everywhere.
Together through serendipitous synergy.
Openness, oneness.
Feeling free from fear.
Talking truths, helping to heal.
Energy effervescently.
Evoking euphoria.
Nottingham natives.
Delivering the depths of dialect.
From our zone.
Hello, hello.
Tense arrival.
Morning, driver.
Hello, love. Where are you off to?
One ticket to Nottingham, please.
Nottingham? Up north? You've got a nosebleed up there. What are you going up there for?
I've heard people are friendlier. I'm going to start a new life.
Well, I've heard Shottingham and all the rumours.
Yeah, I'm a bit scared of that, but you know what? I'm hard.
You're a brave one, you. All right, love, well, take a seat. In fact, as it happens, some Nottingham fellas left this on the bus, hasn't it? Left Line magazine, they call it. So maybe that'll tell you a few things about the old place. So take a seat. Tell me more about it. We have a nice comfy ride.
I thought London was the place for me. A place to thrive and work on my artistry. It's where I'm from. It's where I belong. But here I'm just one entity. Where are my people? Where are my tribe? Will up north be where I find my vibe? Am I actually crazy? What am I doing traveling 130 miles just to come alive? Nottingham. Why Nottingham? It feels like another world. Am I sure about Nottingham? Aren't I just a southern girl? But it's the southern in me that makes me strong, the southern in me that won't steer me wrong. Funny what that driver just said though, up north. A long way to go for a new life. Up north, I know they call it Midlands, but it's north to me. A million miles from the old me, but I'm ready for this journey. So mad though, the reactions I've had when I talk about my story. Some things highly amusing and some extremely scary. Nottingham, Shottingham, what are the odds? The pain of potential loneliness in London though is greater than the potential gunshot pain, like leaving a thunderstorm and entering the rain. I'll take my chances. Crime is everywhere, crime is rife, but letting my fear stop me is a worse crime than a knife. Nottingham will be where my streets are lined with gold, where I find my people and I stay till I'm old. So I've heard this thing about a ratio of 3-to-1 women to men. Or maybe there's hope of me finding my friends and then I find my tribe, my people, my girl gang. Let that man try and choose between us. We're stronger than. Nottingham. Robin Hood, Maid Marian and the Merry Men. Wait, does that sway that ratio, 1 to 10? I don't know if it's legend or not, but I love the idea. If it makes you smile, does it matter if it's real? Who will I find in Nottingham? Are the people as friendly as they say? A welcome smile from a stranger is all I need to make my day. Make me feel welcome, make me feel safe. Make me know I made the right decision, because boy was it a hard one to make. Oh, here's my stop. 130 miles in 3 hours tops. Let's see if Nottingham is the place for me. Will it be the place where I can be myself authentically? Time to get off this sweaty bus and live my new reality. Thanks, driver.
Well, love, don't forget your bulletproof vest.
Hold power. And when you're here, I want you to speak them louder. Make them naysayers cower at a potential. It's essential that we uplift and resist together because once the one is many, there isn't any chance they have to stop us. So here's my pence, make that too, because the things we think, feel and say are the truths from you. The weapons we wield, our words are the soldiers we feel to stand strong. We speak them into the world. They pass hands carrying the care and love we put in them. They stop our minds racing. Thank you very much. I might have just forgotten half that poem halfway through. But I'm a poet who performs here in Nottingham, DJ by night, poet by somewhere in between, and a teacher by day. And I would like to perform 2 poems for you. One is a love poem, and the other one is a message to my fellow artists. I have the fortune of perceiving you wholly, the wonderful way your cheeks move aside to let your smile grow through, the fantastic chirp of your response to my aloof attempts to entertain, your warmth that fills the room, meeting the lavender I so carefully rub on your skin, the sweetness of the sweat on your neck from a day spent together, the buzz of your hands as they find their place on my stomach. I have the pleasure of perceiving you wholly. And I can't lie or hide from the fear that one day I might not have that luxury again. That losing a part of the whole might sour my heart that no longer enjoys the fullness of you. That I won't be able to paint your beauty because my palette misses an essential hue. My greatest work missing a line. Because it takes all of me to just appreciate a part of you. If I'm not whole, how will that image fade? What if the synapses that orchestrate the symphony of my cognition don't fire with the fury of my devotion to see you wholly? What if I regress to a point where I cannot capture a new experience with enough vibrance and it fails to replace the ones I've begun to lose? What if my experience of you becomes the light of a star whose host faded so long ago and its memory of its story can now be seen? I can't help and overthink and spiral when your eyes lose my gaze, that it might be the last time they catch the depths in the way I remember. So now, as I'm sat here across from you, with your hands in mine, I will do what I can to save the time I have here with you, where your wholeness is perceived by me. I will treasure each moment I am with you, and not let the fear of what will be distract me from what is now. I ask myself if 2 senses are better than 1. With you, my love, 1 sense is better than none. Thank you. It's over. Done. My song has been sung because I burnt this stick at 2 ends for too long, and now I reap the rewards of my undue labour. I'm so tired. I disappear into the murky depths of my own self-doubt, drown in the abyss of my own self-loathing, stuck with a decaying self-respect, sink into my own selfish escape. I wanted to do more. That's what I told myself. A sly trick to convince myself of a lie that the more energy I put in, the more I get out. Indefinitely. And that was the plan, because there is no limit to me. That's what I thought with the ADHD, that I would never run out of energy. I'm limitless. And I still am. But that doesn't mean limitless energy. It means limitless potential, with the condition that I let that stamina bar refill. Take a moment to fulfill the due diligence I owe myself, to just stop for a minute. Smell the flowers. Put down the calendar. Watch the clouds. Close the notebook. Feel the sun. Turn off my phone. Breathe. And it's a nice idea. And once I can battle back that self-doubt, that taking a break is not a sign of failure, that no one else will be able to slow me down. No, I have to be my own saviour. See, throughout my growth, I've just sown the seeds of doubt because I never understood what my own work was about. And somehow I've confused about my creative drought, not even keeping track of the shit that I spout. And my soul will be left as a tire mark on the road of my journey. Just the memory of another burnout. Thank you.
Looking at things to try and hurt me, as a form of self-harm that no one can see. Who have I become? Do I know who I am? At least it's autumn now. The other seasons are a sham. My brain feels like razors scraping and tearing me up. I wish it was my skin instead to collect my blood in a cup. Why can't I be normal, or at least who I used to be? I'm undeserving of love and I'll never be fucking free. Nothing stays forever, no matter what you try. The connections, they sever. You're left asking life. The world keeps changing, yet history does repeat. The truth never ranging, to speak, it's quite a feat. You want to hold a hand, pretend it's all okay. Time slips through like sand. Don't listen to their say. To be consumed by the earth, maybe that is home. To learn and find your worth, oh, you could write a tome. Thinking things were different, a foolish, wild thought. You do seem magnificent, but instead you're simply caught. Barefoot on the icy ground, breath steams in front of me. Birds and traffic are the only sound, and the moon is out to sea. I feel myself slip into habits bad, the climate adjusts to myself. My mood rules the world, oh sad, I move a continental shelf. I am a cold sun, radiating damage. I hold myself ready with stamina, but a vague cough is all I can manage. You surround, you protect, like lamina. What will it feel like next time then, when I'm burnt up or 6 feet under? And what, and why, and when, and for myself, I'm torn asunder. Back into the monotonous everyday, controlled by things long gone. I wait for you to show the way, and the cold moonbeam shone.
Hi, my name is Kyla.
Testing. Can you hear me now? Better? Okay. Okay, again, my name is Kyra, and I'll be performing 2 poems for you today. The first one is called Death Rattle. I heard of you before. You come through in the night, teeming just slightly. And as the anchor drops, the death rattle shakes. And as the anchor drops, I do too. Or maybe it's you. As I've swung myself off of buildings to see your glory, I've crushed rose petals and swung rosaries just to see your truth. And still yet, you abandon me. I have waited for some time to see if you would swallow me whole. I wanted that from you. To think I thought it would be easy in trying to welcome you so many times, but each and every time I was met by restraint. Your enemy is backed by angels with swords, they say. It wasn't just Eve that ate from the apple that day. Your apprentice is supposed to sit on one shoulder, whilst your enemy the other. But does it matter what side I pick? As I know I'll be met with strife, as I've psyched myself into believing embracing you would be simple. How wrong was I? And there aren't many things that keep me here. Just a few people whose place in my heart will never be tainted. But in my ignorance, I failed to see how there aren't many things came to be. How my own personal angels came to save me. Thank you. It's like the minds of all who used to use me. Panting for their vows of judgment for all who used to use me. Craning necks for gods who see us suffer. Praying to those same gods for more. Girls whimpering away from men who hurt them. Time and time again left their souls sore. Men pretending nothing is wrong with them or the system they created. Hating the world and all it has to offer. Didn't want to live past 24, thought let's off her. Meaning, let's off me. Remember when I said I should have healed what I already grieved? Yeah, that didn't happen. As a matter of fact, I've gained a sort of consciousness to this healing, a different perspective when it comes to grief and kneeling. Because I want to believe I'm already enough. I don't even believe in God too tough, but I know he sometimes comes through for me. Bitches preying on my downfall, forgetting that they'll always, forever be. And are you devoid of God? Separated from him? Trust and believe God's boss is not a boss you can miss. I know, because I struggle with my faith. But as a Piscean woman, I sometimes have dreams that show mine and other people's fates. Maybe that's my lot in life, blinded by my own sight. A prophet is never loved in their own time. And I don't claim to be a prophet, nor would I ever want to be one. But I look back a lot, like Lot's wife. And as I descend into the earth, I know I was the salt of this world. We all are. I've read Khalil Gibran to know there is beauty in seeking life's enlightenment, but there is also beauty in being still, to simply exist. And that is what I intend to do. So I ask again, are you devoid of God? Separated from Him? Trust and believe God's bus is not a bus you can miss. Thank you.
You alright? Yeah, man. Been a while. Yeah, you got places. So, how you been? Yeah, I've been alright to be fair. Not a lot, just chilling. What about yourself? Yeah, not much. Yeah, just been getting on with it, to be honest. Yeah. I want to tell him. I know he's my brother and he's here to support me. But the thought of showing my weakness feels kind of appalling. Daunting. All these trapped feelings are causing these thoughts which push on my shoulders until I'm recalling. The pain that I carry beneath the face that I'm wearing. My spine is compressed beneath the weight that I'm bearing. Deep down I do know that speaking will help me. But I'm a man we don't speak because appearing unhealthy. It's a choice we don't have, our emotions are stealthy. They hide in the shadows in the blues but not Chelsea. But at night I'm not lonely because my demons are keeping me company. I walk down the street and forget that I'm somebody. Alone but surrounded by whispers and somebody's ungodly worship of persona and rough copies. Because a man is a man and we're forced to fit the agenda. There's no room to speak but I can't just pretend there's no reason to cry when I feel it. Attend to the demons that inside him just screaming for help, but the friends that surround me aren't seeming to see all the change that I'm desperately seeking. But how would he know? Because as a man I'm not speaking. Everything been alright with you? Yeah, like I moved to the other side of town now, so I don't really see a lot of people so often anymore. How could I say this? I'd rather keep you distracted. The less time you have to think, the less will be noticed. I want to apologise because I meant to tell you this, but for some reason it feels like I'd have to expose this ugly side of myself or my weakness is laid bare for your judgment. And despite the fact of my realisation that this fear was built into me by a toxic misrepresentation of my masculinity, but the lesson I learned is to despise myself beyond recognition, only serving to expedite my own alienation. And sometimes I don't feel terrestrial, like the rest of you all will need to see me as some kind of specimen of misplaced adolescent repression, as though I'm some kind of exception as I reveal my reflections. I just section off parts of myself to keep the masquerade, but I feel myself slipping. I feel myself fade. But still, I can't be brave or fathom the idea that my brother in front of me could be a shoulder to lean and help me stop treating my dopamine like some form of histamine. But I still worry, because it doesn't matter where I've been, because I'm here now. So why ask? Why worry? Why care? I don't want to be seen. I'm fine. For the footy, but yeah, it's just after you know what happened and everything, I've just not really been out of the house. Yeah. It's been a few weeks since I've been home. You're like busy with work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always alone and far from these thoughts. I keep them inside, that's how I was taught. A pupil who followed the lessons unsought, but looked to these pupils the pains pushed forth because a crowded room could give me no comfort. All the pints and the pressure could sever my pleasure, but encompassed in sleep I'm feeling triumphant. Yeah, I treasure the crowd as it gives me some comfort. I camouflage my tenderness within the bountiful nature of human relations relaxing from labour. Observe the keys that are played feel minor with major, supporting yet present, not missed now but yet later. Questions are asked. Did something seem off? But my well-placed response means worries forgot and pleasure resumed. Yet I'm bemused by the fact that those who taught boys to be strong and resilient still lament the loss of gentle men. And I wonder, will this same crowd be resentful when I've had anything else new with you, or
Just same old, to be honest. Like, I've just kind of parked a lot of projects. Got some things coming up though in November, which will be nice.
yeah?
Yeah. It's hollow. An empty feeling. Not an emotion, but a trap. It's these moments where I suddenly get pulled out of my own body and can only watch the autopilot take over. My own perception broken. Reality becomes unreal as my thoughts flood past in the reel of my own insecurity. It hurts in a way that I've never experienced, precisely the dullness of complete dissociation. Repetitively cutting through me with misplaced indignation, and respectfully, I tell you the truth, but I don't need the humiliation. Because what if you laugh? What if you undermine? What if you brush off? What if you don't listen? What if you pity? Because the complexity of this curse is lost in words. I could scream to a city of keen ears and miss every drum. Just hearing the rhythm of their eyes rolling is just another excuse. He's on the run. And there's just no trust in anything. I lose myself in hours of scrolling, just hoping that I can hold back the splitting guilt of my own existence, using my art as a way to dismiss this, because ironically it helps me shield from the persistence of the resistance to a peaceful mind. And now, confined across the table from my brother, I can't share a crumb of these pains. No, instead, I'll call another round to numb any desire to explain this ton of emotion I've let rain down on my heart. And without saying a word, I hope to God that you don't see me split apart. I've learned the wrong lessons for too long. Danced on the line of being honest. Because right now, I'm not doing fine. I've never felt so cold in this prison of mine. The walls getting closer, the pressure has risen. This might be my only chance. It could be my only time to free my mind.
Excuse me, have you got any Rizla?
Yeah, shit. Yeah, just keep the packet. Yes, sir.
I'd like you had something on your mind, mate. Do you want to speak, or?
No, fuck it, lost my train of thought anyway, man. Do you want another pint?
Sure, we're out.
First of all, before I start, can we get one more round of applause for all the first performers? My name's Amari Marcellus, and this first one is called Limitless. Limitless. Pinching every cloud from every eyelid. Priceless. Subtracting all the lies so you don't buy them. License to an island for my kids to go deep diving. Escapism, not being seen as hiding. See, I hope you learn to embrace all the silence and not fight it. Learn to rise up with the mighty. Open your hearts to love and not violence. Know that there's a different way for you to sort your problems. Kill or be killed don't have to be the only outcome. See, them shortcomings diminish them by not playing victim. Seek your mission and pay attention to deeper vision. And simple living like helping your mother in the kitchen. Them dishes ain't gonna wash themselves. No diamonds glisten. But in the same breath, be careful who you trust. Car, they may even call you a thug for the way that you look. Man, go and pick up a book. Don't be too quick to judge. Hold your hand on your gut. Make sure them words don't budge. In this world. Now paint me a landscape I can walk through. You know, trees and birds, golden bridges, nothing needs a purchase. Somewhere where price tags don't exist, so no one's feeling worthless. There's no such thing as work and a purpose for every person. Walking by police, and they don't even check my skin. Damn. Is there such thing of this perfect world that we could be in? I'm talking hot bath filled to the top without the council's ring, or electric box Wi-Fi for all runs off the earth strings. Pulling you either direction depending on your energy. You here to make friends or you're here to make an enemy. Anyone that isn't there for me, they're no friend to me. Boy, calm down. Nah. I may be wrong for that. They probably wouldn't agree with that. See, that right there, that's my moral compass. That wasn't a match. See, that's the growth for me. Like, did she leave to sleep with other man of her degree? Anyways. See, recently, I've been burning beats with an urgency. 3rd degree, I could leave them scarred like a surgery. But I've certainly came a long way since I angrily looked at life through a different frame that was handed me. See, growing up in council estates, we strive by any means, but luckily we still walk connected like a centipede. Teaching me the wrongs from the right, gratefully. Showing me the way to shine light on the darker scene. Deeper sea. Now move them shallow surfaces away from me. Car conversations with no substance, man, the audacity. Now feel my presence, major spirit, call me Elohim. And please, those in my circle, don't compare me to the past of me. Car mastering this pen comes hand in hand with mastering me. I said mastering this pen comes hand in hand with mastering me. Thank you.
And I'll be doing 2 pieces for you tonight. This is New Age Cinderella. I was just sitting here, thinking about you. How ever since I met you, how the sight, scent, and thought of you have obscured my view. I was blinded by the light you exude. And frankly, I'm confused. 'Cause I said I would never, ever let another brother come within a certain parameter of my heart. I should have a judge issue a citation or an order of protection. 'Cause with no notification or invitation, you wandered into my heart. Now that's a violation that requires criminal investigation. And you can skip the appeal. 'Cause wasn't it done in premeditation? Look, I know you saw me across the room, in plain view, wearing nothing but my Cinderella costume, picking litter like I was supposed to, and you looked at me through your lenses, and my senses did a somersault. But halt, in the name of the law. 'Cause CSI and I did a psychological profile, and I knew you were dangerous. So I placed you with the X-Files. But criminal minds collide. And I hoped this was God in all his majesty, rewriting history, orchestrating my destiny, but with no debriefing me, no warning. And it was alarming how scary it was. It was daunting, disturbing, distressing, distracting. Did I mention ominous? As I sit here wrestling with myself, I've used all the words of my thesaurus, making a fuss about us. See, I buried my desires so deep. You must have studied archaeology. You went on at digging with all the rigging, and you sifted. Your touch brushed softly as you unearthed this artifact. My heart, in fact. Through layers of hurt, pain, and insecurity, you exhumed it. Resuscitate it with a shock to my senses, and even as I state this, my heart issues a state of emergency. Intimacy. Or rather, intimacy. Like Superman with X-ray eyes, you penetrated this force field, flew over landmines, free-falling, gliding, hoping to slide in the place where loved ones reside. Domicile, missiles, launched an attack, and now I'm a prisoner of your war on terror, in error. The wrong place at the wrong time. That phrase was coined for you now. A meeting of the mind that transcends physics, both space and time. Now, I just want you to know that you've arrested me. In your Guantanamo Bay, you tortured me. Sleep deprivation constantly. I see you in my dreams nightly, sense your presence daily, and your seductive touch. Ghostly. It's kinda Phantom of the Opera. You're haunting me with promises that whisper softly life more abundantly. Yet I'm frightfully staring at windows. I'm lost in a trance. Love's dance. As I watch you two-step with my soul. Boldness. To tell you I'm fearless. Yet still imprisoned by walls of unfaithfulness. And yes, like Rapunzel, I long to be free. Like Elsa, I want this frozen heart to be healed. Like Cinderella, The slippers fits, and I wait for my prince. But it's like I said, I was just sitting here, thinking about you. Baby, we're through. The first time I met Joseph, it was in Genesis. I realized we were both aligned, like he was favored, and so much. His insecurity in how he ought to be caught me. Should we be happy? Should we shout this from the tents or the rooftops or tread delicately? Because our Father's favor feels warm, but not like hot chocolate and cookies in the morning warm. No. This favor is the flavor of coffee. Smooth, medium, roasted. Being roasted over and over by these siblings, sipping on the milk of our tears. Because this favor, though coated brightly, never won any favors, and setting apart is just another way of being in isolation. This favor. The flavor of coffee. Full-bodied and black. Black like the night. Black like this pit that favor dug into our skin, like mocha. Mixed in coffee liqueur, bitterness and sweetness. This favor, sprinkled with betrayal, lies, break out in hives, leaving us imprisoned in a heap, beneath every dream we've ever conceived, now at the mercy of Pharaoh. Our Father's blow-by-blow commentary bending pride into humility, showing sovereignty, building a strong character within me, Joseph's integrity. This favor, a familiar flavor, like strong black coffee. No milk, no sugar, no tucked cinnamon swirls at the back of my throat, but I am still grateful. Because this favor still wakes us up early every morning, freshly grounded, wrapped in new mercies, and its taste still lingers on our lips. This favor.
I'm Sharifa, Energy, and I've come down from Leicester today. So yeah, just from up the road. Sorry, the lights are super bright here. But yeah. Can I ask, when I say the words Thomas Cook, what comes to mind? Okay. I see the beauty through the flames of the hell that we're living in. I know my test is to be mentally and spiritually strong, though they try to entrap people physically, a psychological bully. But I know I've got to strengthen my spirit in preparation for dark times, because we only live once on this earth in our lifeline. But I'm not blind to the reality and negative energies they boil, so I stay awake sewing together my spiritual shield. So many spirits say disturbing, but me they're not fooling, stalling. I see the truth even when I take a breather, because truth can be very overwhelming. But I'd rather feel truth to continue to believe the way they present the world to be a Thomas Cook magazine. Sun hat, suntan, brown sand and sunscreen, cycling around on our holidays, not knowing in Australia there was a mass grave, in Rottnest Island a mass concentration camp. But they only tell us what they need to get tourism stamps. So many lies they've told, but I don't buy it. I've been to Toronto, but no mention of the indigenous man. And when I went to France to see Disneyland, only a teenager posed for pictures of an army man. But if school had shown me in their history plan, the truth of France's plunder and their bloody hands,
If school had shown me the Battle of Algiers, then I would have been more astute than an army fan. But they glossed over Europe's colonial past and made me feel wrongly frustrated in my history class. I always knew something wasn't right, but I didn't quite buy the story of being simply an economic migrant's child. A confused diaspora, stuck in a trio of identities, Muslim, British, Indian, pulled in different directions like curious elasticity. Where do I go? Who am I? Where am I supposed to be? They made me feel inferior, so I blowed my A's in their faces for my GCSEs. I come from a great culture of old civilizations and illiterate. Poetry's in my veins and the melody of my father's old Hindi cassettes. So I choose to express and not let the fire burn in my chest. I set my paper alight with my pen, notebook and microphone, my closest friends. History's ongoing, it doesn't stay in the past tense. They're denying Caribbean islands reparations. There's no blur in my history lens. So tell Thomas Cook to cook up a new tourism guide, not one to ogle at indigenous people, but with truth to confide. I don't want to be shot like tourist faces when seeing sleeping bags in Victoria, expecting only shopping and daisies. Thank you very much. And as we know, there's a lot of colonialism continuing as we see today, and we mustn't shy away from that, and we must ask for an honest curriculum. So the next piece I'm going to share with you all, sorry, it's really difficult to actually choose what to share. But yeah, so the next piece is called Phoenix Rises. Maybe us writers, poets and rhymers are all just imaginative storytellers. Sometimes we live to tell our war stories and coming from a place of healing, where we intend on writing and reciting to be our medicine, then pain repeatedly choose to vividly relive. Let's let go together today. Let's climb out our boxes and watch from the angle of an eagle. We manifest our perspective, for every thought has power, every word has an energy. I'm going to take hold of the reins for what the future holds, for what energies and intentions I attract. Because the few that have left their energy inside my womb, with or without consent, their spirit and energies trapped in the vessels in my body, but today, I summon these energies and what's that collide with my energy and set them free. Free. Fly away from me, my mind, body, and memory, for you are a weight I refuse to obsess over no more. A pain I refuse to revisit. I will shake you off like rain on a wet dog. Place down the rug in front of the fire. I am for healing before my addiction of replaying and attracting more thunderstorms. I'm not the metal pole no more, standing in the street waiting to be hit. I'm the phoenix that rises from the ashes. I'm the eagle that's learning to keep my mouth shut and overstand the power of words. I am strength for my sisters and love for my brothers, men who want to overstand. I'm learning my bark isn't enough resistance, so I be more gentle with my tone. Light on the end of my tongue to kill the dark disease around us we wallow in and recreate. My tongue's a paintbrush. I know it's venom too, but let's not glorify our darkness no more. Over how mad we can get, over how many bones we're capable of breaking, and over how many phone calls I'd have to make to hug my ego better when disrespected. I will leave you behind like I did when I got on that plane. The way I've left people behind I love, land, memories, and serenity. This is my mantra. Every time someone I let close fails to appreciate me or trespasses, their ego assuming some kind of authority, I will rise from the ashes and make a bonfire where I burn every encounter which attempted to make me doubt myself, which attempted to shake me, which attempted to challenge my confidence. I embrace growth and rise from the ashes, for I am a phoenix. I can only grow stronger, never weaker. I straighten my feathers, I take off.
And this is Gavin, and this piece we're going to do is called Raising Palm. Listen, them years hard, stick musty broken at it. I know it's a lot expecting them to stay in, but things are getting harder. We are not a statistic. He does know his father. We both work hard and fall into category of middle class, but Ross, boy caught in the world of thugs, robbing, mugging, dealing with drugs.
You're hyping, stereotyping. Drugs, please, you know nothing about my friends.
What could I give you apart from money and love?
I needed your respect. It's hard to connect. As soon as I walk outside, I'm considered a suspect.
Praise to those above. Do you know the tears that don't fall? They add a thickness to that wall. When you don't allow your voice to crack, your body takes it all back.
There's nothing you lacked. I just want you off my back. I feel like I'm trapped. What are you, police, and I'm CI3 selling crack?
New experiences you gave me, the remand centres, prison visits, and the court journey.
I never wanted this for me. Do you think this was easy? Between police trying to arrest me, man trying to squeeze me, it's greasy. You think you had it hard? Try being me.
Several times I stood there in court. They'd asked for me. The woman that raised you.
Please stand. What is your occupation, background and education? Were you aware of your son's situation, troubles and temptations? All of this information will be taken into consideration.
I just stood there.
What is your plea?
Was I guilty?
Guilty? That makes my actions feel filthy. I did the crime and you just guilted me. Chill. See, you did a good job being a mother, but those things were still me.
For raising you. I thought I told you to be strong. Walk away from what's wrong.
I tried.
Step away from what's wrong.
I lied.
What's wrong?
Don't cry.
What's wrong with you?
It's my pride.
Your child, she needed you.
She was my life.
If we couldn't be your wake-up call, me and your sister dragged through it all.
I had no idea. It was just fear. Flushing drugs before Babylon appeared.
I vowed that would be the last time.
I vowed this life would be in the past.
The thickness of my wall was getting vast. You are not an only child.
We're here too, Mum.
I raised two girls, they are not one.
He's back out with his son, Mum.
All of you were raised to be strong.
He's up to no good again, Mum.
You can't get it wrong.
Don't worry, we'll get through.
Did I get it wrong?
We love you too, Mum.
We all walked your path. You heard my long and drawn-out song.
The path I was on was weary. Some of the actions I made were leery. I thought the things I was getting into was a minor.
We've all experienced your insane life, seen the troubles and the strife.
I'm sorry, but I had to carry that knife.
You carry out scars.
Breaking into yards.
See my boy behind bars, his sister's been dragged into cars.
I never expected my things to expect you all.
The flight they took that morning when our dress was raided, the memories remain unfaded.
I never expected to get caught, be thrown in the black Mariah, being treated like a pariah. I started to consider my mother, my sister and my daughter.
They will carry this and that and whatever else they wish.
My hands were cuffed. The look was enough. The look conveyed the N-word they wanted to mutter.
Now this is their dish. Did I cause this?
No, I caused this. I mean, if I had one wish.
I strengthened their interior. Don't you ever feel inferior.
I've got to walk away. I'm not a pussy. I just don't want to be in this arena.
You only get one chance. People will only take one glance.
I seriously need to fix up. Get myself out of this mix-up.
That's what they will remember.
Become a protector, a father, a better brother.
I have to tell my daughters, don't you become an offender or a baby mother.
This fucked up situation can't last forever.
There's a big world out there waiting for you all to discover.
Then can I walk away? I just need to get away from the ends.
One day we will recover from the memories we failed to recognise as trauma.
Yeah, I need to fix up. I I need to get myself out of this mix-up.
Until then, I'll be more than your mother.
Become a protector, a better father, a better brother.
I will forever be your friend.
Get me out of the ends.
My fury will know no end.
Got to find better friends.
My anger will not relent. I brought you here and I will defend. I've no fear.
I've got to sort this out before my life ends.
I'll wipe away each tear. I'll always have you near.
Thank God I'm still here.
I'll listen and I'll hear.
Rah, my mum's being good to me.
Don't be afraid to check on me or just check me.
How could I ever repay the things that she's done for me?
I vow to be more than you need me to be.
I promise to be the son you expect me to be.
That wonderful Nottingham. Yes? No? Me and Tommy did an interview with Dean Jackson a week ago, and Dean said, can anybody write poetry? And I think it can, because I said, Dean, poetry is life are words, and I'm sure amongst all of these performances you would have been able to relate to something. I know I did. And if you did, can I have a picture? Fantastic. Round of applause one more time for the first half. Can I just give my event a plug? Because Tommy's invited Cultural Vibrations, me, Rastarella, to put on a poetry night, and my one is taking place next Saturday at Antenna, and my lineup is going to be representing poets from the diaspora, West Africa, and the Caribbean, and India. So please check it out in the booklet. Pick up a booklet and have a look. And I have one of my poets here, B.U. Day, representing Nigeria. She's here. So please come along. We're going to be representing Jamaica, Gambia, Nigeria, Barbados, and Jamaica. Did I say India? And of course, Trinidad and Tobago, headlined by Anthony Joseph. So we're going to have a little break. So try and come back for 9 o'clock. Because you know what? So come back for 9 o'clock, have a little break, mix and mingle, and enjoy yourself. Thank you, everybody. We've done well. It's only 2 minutes past 9. Jay, I had one job to do, didn't I? One job to do and I forget is the premenopause memory loss thing I'm going through. But it's true, it's a real thing. I'm sweating now, you understand? But Jay told me to remind you that there are photographers, professional photographers and interns here taking photographs. If you don't want your photograph to be taken, please let them know. But if you do want your photograph to be taken, also let them know, because these events, why they're able to be free and low cost, is because of public funding. So more happy faces in photographs. They might get some more money for next year, you understand? It's true, is that true? Am I wrong? No. Right, you understand? So smile and look happy, and let them take a photograph of you, and who knows, you might be in the Theatre Royal next year or something big and fancy, you understand? Nothing wrong with Metronome, it's my first time being here, it's nice. Air conditioning, always a bonus. Anyway, without further ado, please welcome for your second half, Poets of the Ends.
Talented poets who tonight are showcasing their words. Words have power. Yes, we all know the strength behind the speech, but did you know that words can empower? Your voice can bring calm. When it connects to your heart and is used for good, but did you know that your voice can cause harm? We take for granted the freedom we have, freedom of speech, freedom to use our voice, freedom to impart our opinion, that's thankfully our choice. But if you truly knew the power of your words, if you knew the power of the I, of the us, of the we, would you choose your words more carefully? Would you open your heart and finally see that we were not made to criticize? We were made to exercise our God-given ability to publicize, to build you up, not demonize. A single phrase you utter can make one feel strong or weak. If you really knew the consequences of your words, would you listen more than you speak? Would you think before you spoke? Would you consider what you say? Understand before you judge and keep those hateful words at bay. And when I speak of the harm that a curt word can do, don't forget I also mean what's within you. Your inner voice shapes who we are. The positive or negative can travel oh so far. Use those words to legitimize your worth, to minimize your hurt, to be precise and never compromise. Use your words to build them up. Have the courage to encourage, have the faith to know that if you speak positively from the heart, you have the power to overturn a bad day. That power is in what you say. Remember, you choose to build me up or criticize, but it's my choice to heed those words or realize that my worth doesn't need to be in your words as long as I know what I deserve. So today, my Poets of the End's audience, use your words to lift up, not tear down. To bring peace when we're tightly round, to make a smile out of a frown, and to help straighten that crown.
Penned by someone who didn't know me. Horrid words gathered to make me newsworthy. Not writing my real story, just making my headline bright. Truth hidden from sight. Something tame, not too grim, enough to fit within the reader's whim. Making it readable, printable too, as the truth they wouldn't believe to be true. Enough information for comments to flow. Judgment from the warriors, keyboards aglow. Would flowers grace the spot left behind? Depicting the place where I lost my mind, my spirit set free, my outer casing discarded for all to see. The tarpaulin covered my mortal frame, as dark as my future, soaked in shame and self-blame. Would a gathering gather there, with those seeking solace pretending to care, unaware of the battles and voices I fought, in the caverns of my mind, at times so fraught? They didn't know me, didn't love or care. They weren't privy to my difficulties, consumed by the complexities. Yet there they stand sharing niceties. They would walk past me, blind to my plight. Yet ere they gather, feigning sorrow, yeah, right. I know they've come from far and near, trying to force out a crocodile tear. I stand near to hear what they'd say.
I saw them a year to the day. I said hi as they were passing my way. We walked, we talked. Can't remember what was said. They did say they had a lot going off in their head. I laughed and talked, but I talked some more. Then I said bye. I didn't ask anymore.
I think I saw them 6 months ago. They were rushing around. I stopped them on the go. I said, "Are you okay?" And they actually said no. I had nothing to say, so just opened the door. I kind of felt awkward and looked at the floor. But looking back, they seemed kind of low.
I saw them 3 months to the day. They looked fine. I said, "Hey, how are you? Are you okay?" They said, "Yeah," and looked the other way. I said, "Okay," and went about my day.
Well, I saw them out just a month ago. They'd been posting on the gram. Their Facebook was crammed. They didn't look okay. I was having a busy day. I thought they were okay. Their social media was rife, depicting images of this wonderful life.
I saw them 2 weeks ago. I was so happy to see them, but they didn't have much to say. I told them about my day, my worries, my troubles, and that things weren't going my way. Then I said bye and went about my day.
I saw them earlier today. I didn't say hi. They were hiding away. They looked so tired. And I just looked away.
Wilting flowers in the cellophane. Photos laminated, protecting my face from the rain. Would the flowers stand as an apology? Because they never sent the flowers to the living me. Would the photos serve as a memory? Where did they even get those photos of me? helium balloons tethered to the earth. What are they celebrating? A life's rebirth? Frantically trying to escape the tether like a loon, marking the place where my life ended too soon, escaping the ties and floating up to the moon. Candles flicker in a jam jar's embrace, the flame disappearing with each passing grace, fighting to endure, trying to stay alight. They will be snuffed out before the day turns into night. Given into the darkness, giving up the fight. Just like me, the flames will lose their light. Smoke tendrils linger like a silent plea. In the midst of the gathering, they're too blind to see me. Who is it for? The roadside shrine, fading away with the passing of time. Is it there to make the living feel better? The flowers, balloons, the photos getting wetter. Perhaps it's to mend or a means to pretend. An outpouring of love, or so they would say. Because here I stand amongst them, unseen, like I did every day. So please do write the article about me, but please write the truth. Write what you failed to see. That piece was called Flowers in Cellophane. I'm just going to do his second piece now, and this one is called Home Worker. So for all of you that work at home, I hope this you understand. I lived this as the alternative would have been to just exist. Or try to dismiss it like they tried to dismiss me. It felt as though I had to choose my daily expression, my weapon, my mission. They were working in collusion. But I battled for the right to be seen, to be heard. Thin lips formed words, but the meaning was missing me. It was more than a misunderstanding of literacy. I was faced with a muddled combination of A through to Z. I could feel their words. They were haunting me, hurting me, haunting me. I was left baffled by their nonsensical conclusion. It was like a fusion of words that never resulted in a full explanation, which could have allowed for a swift resolution. I was shattered. The shards of my sanity embedded in my memory. Were they making a mockery of me? The institution was stifling me. The white noise and the white gaze was engulfing me. The reality of systemic racism was daunting. You see, I felt like I was working with the confines of a TV. Within the screen, they tried to contain me. I had the lead role in a badly scripted comedy where the joke was clearly me. Their puns confused, the canned laughter transfused. There were no ad breaks. Everything was on repeat. This situation was just not for me. So I considered adjusting my settings, see if I could find a softer version of me. Less sharp, brightness dimmed, less bass with noise reduction. But why? Why was I trying to retune me? I reconsidered and decided that this version of me was the version that they would see. So I added some enhancements to intensify what they were failing to see. I turned up my ultra black with dynamic contrast. This made my dark side darker, my bright side brighter. Improved the colour mode, the emphasis on flesh tone, so they got the full richness of me. I added in backlight so they could see I was lit. Switched to live mode and super resolution and reality creation as
They need to see me in Super 4 HD. They had the option to subscribe to me because what I was giving out didn't come for free. I added subtitles for the ones who failed to hear me in large text to make sure they could easily read me. Reruns if they didn't quite get me. At times I adjusted their focus so they could all clearly see my colour, which was as sharp as it was ever going to be. I included some smooth, slow motions as they could see nothing but my neck. The eye rolls and the fake smile was added for special effect. I switched off the game mode because I did not come to play. I used the black frame insertion to ensure they got the full picture of my intention. I made sure they were receiving the undiluted version of me, not the flickering, outdated version of the all white with no black entity. Thank you.
My name is endz, and I'm going to be performing 2 poems. My first poem is called My Melanin. My melanin, that rich dark beauty which shines from within. My afro hair and cocoa butter skin, to deny it would be a sin. Was born a prince and will die a king. My melanin, the unmistakable broad nose, thick lips and curvaceous hips. Lightning strike, a moon eclipse, divine goddess, black molasses. Sun tanned, sun baked, and like with the stars, nothing fake. My melanin, the sun shines through our smiles. The moon created our minds, the greatest wonders of all times. That Nubian beauty cannot be unseen. I salute you, my black queens. Jungle fever, I'm a young proud Afro warrior breaking chains. Kicking down barriers, standing firm on the back of our ancestors. My melanin, my beauty, my history. Yoruba, Maasai, Zulu, Ashanti, Igbo, Patois, Swahili, Marcus, Malcolm, Bob Marley. One aim, one love, one destiny. They say we're angry, intimidating, and rude. How could I when I've got Afrobeats, reggae, and soul food? My melanin, from Wakanda to the Woman King. Such beauty, it's unforgiving. Black girl magic, black pearls, black diamonds, the true essence of a black woman, the unannounced beauty of an African, scintillating charm of a Jamaican. Brown skin like thunder, earthquake, and lightning. So pure, so true, it's frightening. Such a beautiful creature, perfectly sculptured, molded by God himself, makes my heart melt. Above all, above everything, my melanin taught me never to give up and never to give in. That is my melanin. The second poem is called Nottingham. Too much crime and violence in Nottingham. Don't want to live in a place known as Shottingham. Stands versus Meadows, beef with ratty mans. Too much blood in the streets of Nottingham. Let's dilute and not pollute the youths of Nottingham. Let's guide and not salute the wrongs in Nottingham. Knife cracks and gun attacks. It's killing Nottingham. Let's put an end to post-Cold War in Nottingham. Let's not forget Danielle Beckham from Nottingham. She was only 14 when she got killed in Nottingham. October 19th, 2004. Let's not forget that one. Sent shockwaves through the city of Nottingham. Drop the knife and pick up the pen. I beg you, young man, that's not the way it has to end. Try your best to understand. Don't want to end up in prison in Nottingham. I was born and raised in Nottingham. I've got the twang because I live in Nottingham. If you hear, hey up me duck, you're in Nottingham. We've got the Midlands, highest crime rate in Nottingham. We've got some nice Jamaican restaurants in Nottingham. We've got some good Caribbean barbers in Nottingham. I use my poems to reduce crimes in Nottingham. Robin Hood is a legend in Nottingham. They said he robbed and gave to the poor in Nottingham. Brian Clough won many trophies in Nottingham. We've got young T and Bugsy from Nottingham. I could never forsake this city. This is Nottingham. I've got the DNA in my vein. You just wouldn't understand. We've got the Gregorys and Marcus Garvey in Nottingham. We've got the Black Churches at Wellington Hall in Nottingham. We walk 10 feet tall in Nottingham. We've got Europe's biggest goose fair in Nottingham. If you don't know why we hate Derby, you're not from Nottingham. If you want to know how to party, come to Nottingham. We've got 2 universities in Nottingham. If you don't want to burn your bridges, then don't ever diss Nottingham.
Are you with me? Now that I'm free, most important, are you with me? I fought for 30 years that you could see me. You see these scars from them bullets? They're within me. Stepping past them seeds of destructions that are already within me. This does not prevent me. As long as I'm breathing, you could not express me. Knowing from the beginning, validating me, the risks, consumes, the doubts and deeds, knowing why I'm here, knowing no fear, knowing resolve, in this very same war, knowing from the very beginning, stood in truth, there's no need to fight. Speak in truth, the war's over. This is the mastery of self. Are you with me?
Is everyone having a good time? Make some noise for everyone that's been on so far. So I've got 2 poems to share with you and I'll get straight in. Sometimes I have to sit and question. Like, is it really a testify? I have to sit around and testify about every single testing time I've come across in this test called life. See, we're all stressed by life and the tests we find might digress in time, but we were sent here to learn. A student of yesterday revising tomorrow, but accepting I have got the greatest present. Any conscious moment, blessing. So if I'm crying, am I stressing, or am I really just not getting all the answers life's presenting? And some say I might go soft. But I make PowerPoints when I excel with words, because I'm that kind of software. I take a hard drive to package all these megabytes I'm getting. You see, I'm a soldier just not shelling, because it's the peace that's now my weapon. I'm a son that's never setting examples I'm not letting rule my life, because this progression is obsession, not profession. I'm just living what I'm telling. So forgive the pace I'm setting. Just need to slow it down a second. Yeah. I know there's a version of me inside the head of every person that I've met. But I completely refuse to succumb to all this stress of whether I could fit the image that they will project, because I know that what I portray paints your portrait in a depth, something poor gaze can't collect. And all this taught hate without the foreplay and the poor ways we connect are causing me to force spades into digging something less. And I'm caught between this sore play with these poor frames claiming best. But really, who needs gourmet if there ain't four mates you can text? Draw you out the cord sprayed from your poor brain on your chest, because this city's got my stomach in knots. So I've learned it's key to breathe and open up the locks inside this chest. Thank you. I like to think that the meaning of words are infinitely active. I mean, just contemplate the original meaning of branding. You'll soon reconsider the expensive clothes you're trapped in, all those labels and clasp-pins puncturing, grasping the root of your being in a commercialised caption. See, there's no attraction in glorified garments, tainted by a hot room in darkness, no options to harness, the choice doesn't seem present on the high street's varnish. Me? I'm calcified by a condensed cackle of choice in my cranium cavity. Forced to grapple responsibility, the 7 habits come with intensified gravity. Rewarded only by pristine perceptions glazed with an ethereal clarity. But choice can't always be described so happily. So, I'm melancholy come rain or shine. And I've noticed loneliness is a tax you pay for a certain frame of mind, so in this fervent game called life, it's an earnest game of time. Reducing heinous crimes is my prudent way to grind, and internet connections are reducing frames of time. No more than a second to improve your state of mind before a finger skates on by, so my reflection and I might not look like fighters. But I wholeheartedly promise I've only been touched by Midas, lived a lot of wrong, so I surround myself with writers. It's the perception and the pain that really come to guide us. See, division just delights us, show some love and they despise us. Nasty brute is short, it was written, where's the kindness? Not in front or just behind us. In the present it might find us, if we're present without blindness. With a renewed poetic license I sense I'm needing some insurance. Or maybe just assurance that this ain't another chorus with a fanfare set to pour us. Skip the ball without the Taurus. Always question what they taught us. I see questions as important because the answers feel so dormant. Ignore behaviour, see the causes. Because I've got too many friends who fear what's morganatic. Tell them to learn some respect before your organs flaccid. Find the cause of all your panic, become a meditative addict. Find a route and then just track it amongst the stars. You might just map it then. You can walk a muddy path and still trust you've got a clean soul. See, it's better to sit amongst the freak show than follow sheep and seek hope. And believe me, after all this time, a lot of things have been known. So I tend to view the world as a rainbow because a lot of colours being shown. Thank you very much.
Not a hard one to follow, is it? Cheers, mate. Bloody hell. Wow. I'm Sean. I'm going to do a few little hints for you. I'm seeing silhouettes as I look around my life. As I look upon the people that I think I know and like. Or the ones I don't. But do I even know the deeper reaches of their soul? No, I don't. I'm making shallow judgments on a silhouette I see, without really knowing what is even underneath. The bad amongst the good amongst the bad. We all know the grief haunts the joy amongst the sad. There's always reasons for the way they act and what they do. The things that we assume aren't always accurate and true. It's just an outline with the rest not coloured in. Remember that next time you see a different colour skin. Your judgments and assumptions are your brain's dysfunctions. So unveil the layers. Illuminate perception as you unshield the players. Allow them to come out their shells and show themselves. But the question is, do they even know themselves? Unfulfilled silhouettes. How much of this life that you were given do you get? Do you make the most of it? Potential coming close to it. Have a look deep inside. Fulfilling your potential. Do you even try? And do you even know the deeper reaches of your mind? And the nature of your life as it resonates and vibes? If you illuminate the space between the lines, perception will fill in the gaps inside your minds. Because you don't want to live an outside of a life. So believe in yourself, not the doubt that lies inside. Yeah. Feels like that, huh? Who are you? I'm not talking about race, I'm not talking about face, I'm not talking about who your parents brought you up to be. I'm talking about who you are really, under the skin, under the things you've been conditioned to think, under the personalities you've adopted to survive in a society built on social standing. Where do you stand without that? Crooked leg or a ruffled head full of feathers, endeavours to be better, but what does that mean? And what should you do to fulfill you? Or are you already full? I'm not talking about a fat belly from eating snacks, watching nap telly. I'm talking about, in a spiritual sense, what makes you satisfied with life. Not money or fame, but gratified and light. Find something so you can wake up and can't wait to do it all over again. Whatever it is, find that and then never let it go. But I'm just being honest, to be honest. Life ain't always smelling like a florist in the forest. But I'm a fun guy, so I ain't all the fun guy. And had a fun time, untied and no mind. Now I see everything. Now I be everything. I close my eyes and I think I feel everything. I feel the oneness, but I'm not feeling honest. To be honest, being honest can be hard to do. And if we're honest, can be hard to hear. It can be hard to prove when lies are near. So if we're honest, what are we gonna say when they come through? I don't know. Do you? I think sometimes we just need to listen to the mind that we haven't yet explored, to find the lies that we need to not perform. Because sometimes there's a narrative we've told ourselves that we don't even understand, that we've believed from a little man. Well, now we're grown. So what are you gonna do with that little fella? The little seed was sown. A plant grew. It turned into me. But who the hell am I? I don't think I know. Let me look and see. I'm a poet off the ends. But where I was growing up, I didn't have many friends. Because I was the only white boy on the block. You'd hope that wouldn't matter. But trust me, it stopped. Me from making mates just because of my race. They were making fun of me just because of my face. Freckle face in the wrong place. Second-rate race with the wrong face. At least that's how I felt. Put me in the sunshine, watch how I melt. Punchlines at lunchtime, the cards I was dealt. Little ginger boy, I was crying for help. Literally. Going home to my mom crying. Asking why they're taunting me about the way I look. When I saw the mirror, I thought I looked good. But they were telling me different. Telling me I didn't fit in. Telling me there was something wrong with my skin. Ginger hair and freckles weren't in. It wasn't fashionable. Laughable if you ask them. Groups of them about 10. Little loud men. Throwing sticks and stones, but it was the words that really hit my dome. Made me feel alone. An outcast. Not good enough. That stayed with me. Still lives in me now. An outcast trying to outclass the normal. Because I don't fit in with them anyway. It's complex. It's a complex. I'll tell you more about it, but there's someone better than me on next.